I'm making this video to show how easy it is to use a cheap blender. This blender, here's some carrots. This blender cost me $8 a few years ago. We put in carrots, and then see, I use my garden greens. I chopped them up, not even that fine, just chop them up, stuff them in there. Very simple. And I start off, you don't have to use bottled water, but for this video I am. The secret to getting anything chopped in a regular blender is using the least amount of water that you can get away with. So you slowly add in, little by little. And I can add in a little bit more water. I can use grape juice at this point, anything. What you're doing is you're trying to create the suction. Once a good suction starts, it will blend anything. A little tiny bit more, I think. If you put too much, you've lost it. It won't work. There we go. See that suction that creates? Now I can add in, let's say I'm going to add in some basil, the whole leaf. I'm going to add in some blueberries. I personally like to add in some ground flaxseed. And if you're going to keep it for an extra day, let's say you're not going to drink it all now, I like to add in a little bit of lemon juice. It seems to hold it really good for a day or two in the fridge. Now I top it off with some grape juice. Depends on how much you want. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you. Put the cap back on. That's it. It's so easy. Now I have a vegetable drink with everything in it. Look at that. Really, virtually no lumps. Ready to drink. Straight from the garden, nothing wasted. You're getting all your fiber, you're getting everything you need with a cheap blender. This blender was $18. They had a rebate for $10. So I got it for $8, and that's what I've been using for the past 3 years. And there's nothing to it. So this is the main thing, remember, the least amount of water, just little bit to create that suction. And once it creates, and it's going to take a few moments, you just want to add little bits and it will start to pull. The moment it pulls, it will blend everything down into a fine pulpy liquid. And you can drink it. It's perfect. Sometimes I don't like swallowing calcium pills, so I crush that up and I add that in. You can add in yogurt if you wanted to. You can add in anything you want to this. This I can put in the fridge. I use a glass jar and I can store it and drink it all day. I can make enough to last me for a couple days if I wanted to. Oh, look at that. Bug's got this one. And you know what? There are some countries and some places where they will only buy the ones that the bugs ate because that means it was good. I will tell you something odd. My turtles will eat anything. We have turtles. And we got some cantaloupe from the store that we didn't really like. We gave it to the turtles. They wouldn't eat it. And recently my daughter brought over a fruit salad and from a regular grocery store, not an organic one or anything, and they wouldn't touch it. So that's kind of scary. They'll eat this though from the garden. But that's it. Cheap blender. Put in anything you like. You could add in honey if you wanted to. Anything you want, but you don't need a juicer. All you need is a blender. And the biggest mistake, again, is putting too much liquid in it. If you put too much juice or too much water, it will just swirl. It won't do that suction pull. But when you just add in little bits until you see it pull, it will then blend it into a fine liquid. And then you can add in as much more juice at this point to blend it even finer. But you've got to get that pull first, but I use celery. I used to throw all my celery leaves away, and then I found out there's more vitamins in celery leaves than there are in some of the kale and Swiss chard. So now I definitely use this, and I've seen a difference, a big difference in me. I mean, I've got a lot of energy, and this really gives me energy. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I gave somebody some information. If not, oh well. Happy drinking!